Welcome to Stories from the River, episode 367. Today, our guests is our communications team. Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail. All right, Julia, Erin, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the studio. Welcome to this side of the camera. How are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. It's our Monday morning meeting essentially here. This is generally when we are obviously just meeting for the first time during the week to kick off the week. But today we're doing it on camera. We're doing it on the podcast.
We're doing it
so
live.
Generally what I ask you guys is highlights of your life, highlights of the weekend, anything we want to do for a cold open here.
I did already tell my story about the pugs trying to fight the St. Bernard.
We did.
Did you hear that? Did you pay attention to that one?
Of course. I'm always paying attention.
You're always listening to my stories. Oh, what else did we do this weekend?
I taught my
pretty
pug
wild
how to
weekend.
swim with a little shark life vest, and he loved it. So.
Yeah.
I also love
What a cute video. We'll play that right now of Pookie swimming. Talk to me about teaching a dog how to swim. What is the process? Do you just throw it in the pool essentially with the vest
No.
on and say figure it out, or
No, so the way the pool is set up is you can walk in slowly. It's kind of like a beach, you know.
Got it.
And I put his life vest on, and then I put him in the water with, the shallow end, and then I just kind of brought him in, and then he just started dog paddling.
Do we think he enjoyed it?
He didn't run out after, so I think he loved it.
All right. Well, cool. Is there any TV shows when you leave that you play for Mr. Pookie? I'm always interested in that.
I do.
I met a
TV
toy
on sometimes.
poodle over the weekend that had to
Aw.
play. You have to play the golf channel for it when you leave the house.
What
so.
a diva.
But truly.
Katie, yeah, she's like 15 years old.
Aw, I
so
wonder if
she's
she's
watched
a
a lot of
golfer.
She's
Yeah.
watched a lot of golf
She's
in her
probably a
days.
Phil Mickelson fan.
What do you play for Pookie?
Well, I also have another dog, Penelope, too. She also enjoys the TV. I put on Shark Tank.
That's so funny.
The business show?
The business show, yeah.
Okay.
They negotiate with you.
Yeah, that's why my dogs are so smart, because they watch Shark Tank.
They're making deals all day.
Yeah.
There's a podcast that I listen to. Noise being made over there by boxes, but there's a podcast that I listen to where maybe once every month or once every 2 months they bring a guy on and he brings on products that were on Shark Tank, and some of the products that have been on Shark Tank are just wild. Finger chopsticks for gamers so they don't get Cheeto dust on their fingers. Something portable olives, like a bag of olives, almost like a gusher. These are some of the things that I've been reminded.
Portable olives.
or
They seem like a pretty portable snack.
I know. I get it.
The Squatty Potty is a Shark Tank
Yep.
item. Yeah.
Scrub Daddy.
I feel the Scrub. I didn't.
The
know
Scrub Daddy is.
I'm a Scrub Daddy fan.
Me too.
I get the holiday themed ones. I get the holiday themed ones.
I'm a big Scrub Daddy guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I call myself in cleaning
Scrub
mode.
Daddy. Yeah.
Scrub Daddy.
I don't like that.
Mode activate. Okay. All right.
Scrub Papa.
There you have it. We'll talk a little bit of Broad River Retail now. So, Julia, you are our communications coordinator. Erin, our social media specialist. You both joined last year, August 2025. Any moments that have stood out since you guys started in August 2025?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, we've had, I think, kind of moments that stand out to me that help me track my time here. A lot of grand openings. We had one in my first week was Columbia, the grand reopening, and 828. It was a pop-in first week. It was so crazy first week. And then I think, we had Morrisville in October, and then we went into, it feels like it was sooner, but it wasn't in May, Spokane and Moscow. That has been kind of part of the discussion. I think that's a pretty big, standout moment, too. I kind of divide in my head, I feel like things really changed after the turnaround of the year of I felt a lot more integrated into my position, more of now as we turn over into 2026, looking ahead. So it's kind of crazy to look back and be like, you know, who's next on the like grand opening, the updates to Ashley 7.0, and see like on some, when I think about it, some ways it feels like we've been here longer than a year, and in some ways I'm like it hasn't been like 3 months. Like it's kind of wild, but yeah, using the grand reopenings has really helped me like track how things have gone and how like comfortable I've gotten with my role too.
Seriously, it feels like you guys have been here much longer than
Yeah.
only 9-10 months. So I think that's a testament to, I think, truly the friendships that we've built, that I think we just feel so
You mean it?
I do mean it. I mean, I don't know.
That's on camera. You can't take it back.
Unless we edited it.
You guys, yeah, we'll edit that one out.
Don't let anyone say I
Edit
like them.
No, I think truly you guys are two friends of mine that just
I love
happen
that.
to work on my team at this point. So be it. Julia,
You just have to listen to me when I tell you what to do.
I think we have great conversations, and sometimes
Yes.
I think we all hold one another accountable. You know,
think
I get
so,
on
yeah.
you guys for some stuff, and you guys do the same to me, and that's truly, it's something that I genuinely appreciate from both of you, and I think it's a testament to people that I truly, you know, want in my life and care about in my life, or people that hold me accountable and you know, raise me to a higher standard of a person, of a man. So, Julia, what are some moments that have stood out for you since you started?
Yeah, one of the first moments that came to my head was, I think it was after 828, and or we were taking lunch during 828, and we were sitting over by the cubicles by our desks, and we were just talking about, you know, ideas that we had and where we wanted the communications team to go, and we were just all riffing off of each other, and everyone was just so like, yeah, let's do that, or how about this, or it was just a really cool time to see how supportive we are of one another. You know, we all have that camaraderie, and we love sharing ideas with each other and wanting to get those plans executed. So I think always feeling that support and that appreciation for sharing ideas and collaborating with each other, I think, has been a really standout moment, but also I think speaks to the theme of our team in a way,
Definitely,
you know,
yeah.
because that's us, you know. I feel like in
Yeah.
a nutshell, we're always, what about this? Or, hey, I have this idea. What do you think about this? And
Yeah.
really building off of that. You know, we were talking about doing store visits then, and you know, highlighting our memory makers and people who don't get a lot of attention, and kind of building that gap between corporate and our retail stores. So I think, you know, since August, you know, we've done a lot, and
Yeah, we've
I
been
think
moving,
that's
yeah, for
The
sure.
expansion of content creation is, it's incredible to look back, you know, when we were in
Yeah.
August to today, just how much more we're doing. Truly, I mean, just something new that have kind of dawned on us is the content factory. But I really believe that, you know, we are kind of a well-oiled machine right now, and always looking for better operational efficiencies and how we can do things better. And that's something that I've been kind of really tuned into as of late. So I'm only excited to see the growth and expansion for what we do and what we produce. Speaking of August, when you guys started, it was a pretty crazy month. Your first week, I think, was the HFE soiree, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't go, and I said, hey, you're going to go to this, and this is what you got to do, and you got to figure it out. Same with your first week. Grand opening, 828,
yeah.
gave you guys kind of light guardrails on what to do, but mostly it was like, just
Go
go.
do it.
Hey, I don't know.
Go little ducklings.
You're hired.
We did.
Anything that you look back on, like kind of those first week, those first moments, and you said, oh my God, what have I done? What am I doing? Or was there some sort of excitement where it's just like, I have a task at hand, I got to go make it happen?
I think definitely with the HFE soiree, I was freaking out a bit internally, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, because I had to interview or ask the interview questions for the video.
Yeah.
And this was really my first time ever doing anything like that, so I had no idea what to expect. I had just started with the company, so I was still getting acclimated and meeting people and all of that. So it was definitely very intimidating, but it was great. I loved it. It was great to meet people in that way and talk to people and start building those connections. And everyone here is super nice. So always having that reinforcement, I think, made it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like everyone makes you feel really welcome, which was a big help.
Yeah.
Because I definitely had a lot of intimidation factor too, of like, hey, I know what know what I'm doing, but I don't know any of you guys, and like, especially when the camera comes out, sometimes people want to run away from you. And when you don't know their names, it's hard to chase them down. So I think I kind of latched on to a few people and put them on the spot. Once I learned their names, I was like, you're going to be my go-to person. And some of those people have become a repeat go-to person, which I really appreciate. But it really, I mean, I don't want to say, like, trial by fire isn't the right way of saying it. I mean, you do jump in, like, both feet first, but to me, that's the best way to get acclimated.
Yeah.
I think that was, that was a crazy first week, but that's also a really great first week to see this, hey, like, this is how busy you can be. This is how much content you may have to be working with. What kind of narrative can you draw out of this sort of week, and how can you continue that when it isn't this kind of week where you have a lot of things going on? So it was definitely wild, but it was really exciting too. I think sometimes when I look back at previous positions that I've had, I at least get a little bit antsy of like, all right, what are we doing? Like, when are we going to do this? Like, okay, like, what's next? So like jumping right in and being able to like kind of play a little bit was really cool. Yeah.
I think also the energy you feel after. Like I left the soiree feeling energized, feeling excited.
Yeah, like these are really cool people. Like I'm glad that I get to be around them, and yeah, definitely.
That was the first time I met Kim too. So, and Sherry and Jim. So like it was a really exciting time, and I had a great night. The food was amazing. The music was fun. The vibes were great. It was awesome. It was like a really cool way to start off.
It was a party.
Yeah, to start off the company, or start off working with the company in that way.
That was intentional by me, believe it or not. When I looked at bringing 2 new members on, and I knew that August was, I knew we had to get you guys in August, and generally August is a pretty busy month here. Man, let's just get them introduced to some of the big events that we have here. So that's one nice things about working at Broad River, and Erin, you kind of alluded to that, is there's always something next, especially from the content perspective, the comms perspective, the PR perspective that we sit in. There's always something next with an event or a grand opening or something going on. So that is very nice, and kind of helps the rhythm of building content calendars and all that. So
yeah, never stagnant.
Is there anything you guys have learned during the 10 months here that you think has really accelerated your career growth, your career trajectory?
It's a loaded question. Yeah.
I feel like my entire time here has been that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm constantly learning, constantly growing. I remember when I was in orientation, and the advice they would always give is be a sponge. Be a sponge. Just take in everything that you possibly can and apply it in all areas. And I've really tried to do that. I think the feedback that we have from our one-on-ones are like really helpful. We go through each of the stories, and you give me feedback, or you'll send me emails, and you'll write very detailed summaries or advice on how to get better. And I really do try to implement that. And I think even the tools that you've brought to the team with the editor bot and Contact Monkey has been great, and working with that, I've learned so much. I've used so many different platforms that I haven't used before.
Yeah.
So, constantly learning.
Well, it's a testament to you. You started as an intern. You are now obviously full-time here as a comms coordinator, and you're really a jack of all trades for us on the team. You're truly specialized in social media, which is great, and we need it. It's such an important part of the business. And you just fill in so many gaps, and you're really just an integral part of the expansion of the team that, when we look forward and, man, we can build a full role for someone doing X, Y, Z, and you kind of fill some of those gaps right now. So, your willingness to kind of just jump in here and do whatever has been great. So, great appreciation for you, and many props for you on that level. Erin, what about you? What have you learned about social media? This is kind of your your
Yeah.
first full-time paid
Yes.
social media role, right? I mean, you
Yes.
worked
I have
for Alpha
volunteer.
Phi
I did. Yes.
prior.
And I have done a lot of volunteer work and not like full time paid role social media. Very, very different. Also coming from a place of where the promotion I was doing on social media was kind of for a different purpose. I mean, you have to raise like brand awareness, but you are kind of trying to drive traffic, essentially see an uptick in registrations or things like that. There was different data that I was looking at.
Yeah.
Biggest difference, and I've said this to both of y'all, is like with love and respect. The willingness, exactly, like the willingness to do content. Previously in the positions I was in, people wanted to do it. They want to be on camera. They like, I have this idea and I want to do it, and like, let me show you what I've already done. Whereas now what I've kind of already said is people kind of run from you a little bit.
We have some content stars.
We do have content stars.
But yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Big shout out, Kensley. I'm always going to find you. I'm always going to find you. We do have some content stars. That was a really big adjustment. And so learning how I need to change my approach, right? Like that's not something that's going to change. So I need to change what I'm doing to make people more comfortable. So learning a little bit more about myself, of how to take some journalism out of it and adjust what I'm doing to approach this with the end result in mind in a different way. And I think that has, like, I kind of pride myself in my ability to talk, be a chameleon, talk to different kinds of people in different settings. But I think this position has really amplified that and helped me grow in that sense. And I love I don't have as many restrictions in this role. Restrictions isn't maybe the right word, but I'm encouraged to think outside the parameters of my role in this position, which I really, really enjoy. Sometimes I tend to be a little bit like the dreamer anyway, of like, well, what if we did this, and like get a little bit off track. And so sometimes I've been like, okay, Erin, like, let's get back to what your job actually is. And like here, it's kind of like, okay, how can you take that and make this work with what we're going to do? So I felt like really encouraged to grow in that sense, which is something really awesome, especially when it comes to social media. There's a lot of, yes, creativity, but I think a lot more like solid data and strategy than people think when you look at social media at face value. So being able to kind of marry that skill set, that I'm a data girl, I love data, I love doing analysis, and also that like kind of bouncing all over the place, dreamy creativity has really been like a happy arrangement in this position. So
yeah, that's why I've kind of gravitated towards this realm of work. It's kind of both left and right brain data mixed with, well, I can be weird and creative in some aspects.
Baseball 2-point.
So yeah, I mean, we were just going over data last time we met on Thursday, and I think one of the great things that I've felt or I've noticed about you and I and where we're taking social media is a continual refinement of the process, refinement of what we're doing. How do we get better? You know, and looking at what is successful and how do we build on that? And how do we keep doing that? How do we replicate that on different channels, different platforms, and just reach more people? So, I mean, I truly believe Broad River Retail has a good, powerful voice in the furniture retail space.
Yeah.
We have a very engaged following on some of our platforms that that we do follow, and I think we just have such an incredible opportunity. We are truly big brand builders. We are for the brand here, and I think we've done a great job for just hyping up Broad River Retail, and more people know about Broad River Retail because of us.
Definitely.
I've really enjoyed that aspect of work. So culture means a lot of things to a lot of different people. What does the culture at Broad River Retail mean to you? What are some of the aspects that you really enjoy about it, or speak to you?
I think one of my favorite qualities of the culture here is the people. Even though we work remotely, we have to collaborate with a lot of different departments because of our jobs, and everyone who I've worked with, everyone who we've talked to or gone to the store with or met with has been incredible. They have really been so supportive of our team and helping us, and talking to us, for the most part. But I think it's very supportive. You feel like people here genuinely care about you.
Yeah.
And I think I felt that since really the first day that I walked in the doors. Even during my interview,
Yeah.
yes, of course I was nervous, but I wasn't as nervous as I thought I was, because the conversation with you, the conversation with Kim, it felt so natural and easy, and like, yeah, like I could see myself fitting in here, and it worked out pretty great.
You're the first person I interviewed for the intern role last year.
Really?
You were the very first person I interviewed, and I remember leaving the interview thinking, man, if that was the first interview, that was really good. Excited to see what the candidate pool was like, but yeah, no one reached that level. So I don't know, serendipity. Erin, what about you? I mean, what does the culture mean to you, or what are some of how would you describe the culture here?
I would agree with Julia. I think the people are a huge part of the culture at Broad River, and I think that's intentional. I think that is a big part of just what it means to be a memory maker, not just in the stores, but in, the corporate environment. I can remember doing Retail 101 and saying to Stacy, chatting with Stacy and saying, I feel like, when's the other shoe gonna drop? Like, it seems a little like too good to be true. And he was like, I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop, kind of thing of, it is, like I said, it's very intentional. We do put you come first, the person comes first, which I really appreciate. And I think that is something that is underrated and that you don't see in a lot of other workplace cultures. Yes, there is like a grind culture of we want to do the best that we can do. We want to put out the best content that we can put out. Really build those connections with our stores, build those connections with our guests, but not at the sacrifice of the memory maker behind it. And I think the emphasis on the person first that drives the positive output has been a really kind of transformational experience that has helped me a lot in this position, and even just as a person. I think that's huge, and like that's something you can't fake. There's places that will try to fake that, when they're like, oh, well, you guys got a pizza party because you just worked 80 hours last week. You don't really. I'm like, okay, great. I'd rather have a nap. I don't want Domino's. I think here, like, no Domino's pizza parties. Love that. Totally fine. But you know what I mean? Of like, it's about, there is true value in what you do and what you contribute to the company beyond just what your output is. I think everyone genuinely cares about each other, and we've heard that in the conversations we've had in stores too. So that's not a bug, it's a feature. That's very purposeful.
Absolutely.
And I think that makes a person stay here. And I think people that maybe have left, whether it's store or corporate, is because that connection was missing. Yeah.
For young professionals that might be listening, watching this, what is something that makes them or makes you successful, or just makes an overall memory maker successful beyond the skills that they do or to their job? What is something that makes you successful here beyond obviously your day-to-day input in work?
I would say be ready to listen, and wear like different hats. When I think about the happiest and most fulfilled I've been in my role and in previous positions too, it's been because I didn't just, for lack of a better term, clock in, clock out, do my job that day.
Yeah.
I got to know the people I was working with. I saw, hey, how can I help you with this? Even if it's not work related, can we talk and I can be a listening ear kind of thing. Like, be ready to wear that different hat and say yes to things. It's only going to serve you well. Even like, there's never a loss, just a lesson, right? So even if it's something that you're like, oh, that really didn't feel good, and like, I'm not really happy with how that came out. Okay, what have I learned from this that I can take forward into growing? So yeah, be ready to wear different hats and just be ready to say yes to things. And yeah, you'll see how it works out.
I totally agree. And I think going off of that is trying new things that you haven't done before. I've never helped with a podcast. I've never written a newsletter, and there are things that I've come to really enjoy doing. I'm love to be helpful and kind of be the jack of all trades, and it's helped me find my own niche and what I like, what I don't like, and what I want to grow on, and maybe, you know, some things that I need to improve on, and my strengths. And I've learned a lot about myself, I think, since I started here. You know, not just in terms of career growth and what I like doing, but a lot about myself, of, you know, how I interpret criticism and how I
work with other people.
and you know, it's, you know, also different because we're remote, so we don't see each other every day. And how do we keep those connections strong in our team, you know, all on the same page, even if we don't see each other every day? So I think a lot of communication, a lot of eager to learn and be open to trying new things.
Something that the three of us have really connected on is community outreach and the community portion of our roles. We volunteer each month at Beds for Kids. Why, for you guys, has that really connected with you?
I love it. I mean, and I'm not to talk over Julia, because like I love doing, like, that's just something, like, service and giving back is something that's really important to me, and it just fills my cup and it makes me like feel good, especially right here at home in Charlotte, so literally so close to home.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're making an impact. You are truly making a visible, tangible impact down the street from, you know, where you live. And it's just, I don't know, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel nice. And like, that is a little bit of a selfish motivation.
Sure.
But I think when you also look at Broad River behind it, when our motto is that we're furnishing life's best memories. And so, of course, we want to be involved in our community and be part of doing that for other people, that if they're not a guest because there's something that's preventing them from being able to be a guest, how can we connect with that person and show them that, like, we're there for the long term? It's not just what money can we get from you, you know? Like, people need furniture. People need a place to sleep. So being able to provide that and take a step back and work somewhere that values that too is huge. That doesn't just say, like, go do this on your own and show that you've done that. It's so important to us here to be pillars of the community and truly provide and put, you know, walk the walk and talk the talk, that we're going to make sure that you specifically have time to do that. And I think that's really beautiful.
What about you, Julia? You spend a lot of time at Beds for Kids.
I do.
You spend more time there than the two of us.
I love it there. Honestly, it's a really, really amazing organization. All of the people that work for the organization are so nice. It's really been, I think, an important part of my time at Broad River, our time at Broad River. I think, you know, stepping into the new community outreach role that I've taken on this year, it has really sparked something in me that I knew was there, but I didn't know how much I enjoyed it. I've always loved volunteer work. I've always loved nonprofits and helping them. So this has been a really great part of my job. And one of the things that I do really love is being able to work with them. And like you were saying, like, you are changing someone's whole life, multiple people's lives. You're changing the kid's life. You're changing the parent's life. A whole family is now going to have a place to watch a movie at night or snuggle on the couch or have dinner together. Like, those were such important memories and qualities that I had growing up and in my family, that the fact that children go without that is heartbreaking.
It's really, I know, I'm like, I'm
sorry.
It's very, I do leave those, you know, feeling great, and there's a big selfish part of that, you know, I'm doing that for self-fulfillment. There's a part of these volunteer trips where it's just, you know, the big dumb Neanderthal within me, where I just love picking stuff up and putting it down. I love it. I love it so much. And then there's also, we have fun doing that.
We do.
We
have a good time.
have some of the most interesting times.
We've had some very interesting times.
Last time we got a couch stuck in a stairwell.
We did.
We had a very kind Honduran family. They wanted to pay us.
Yeah, and we did have to say no, and I think that insulted them a little bit.
Yeah. I forget his name, but that very beautiful child with the iPad in the demonic YouTube videos he was wanting to show us. It's just
Hey, maybe we try something else. Maybe we watch a little Arthur.
something else, yeah. So always a good time volunteering, and then at the end of the day, yeah, like as you both alluded to, making such an impact just right down the road, and it gives you a lot of perspective on your life, which is
definitely,
which is something that many times that I need. So
it really is. I mean, like I love that part about it because like it can be at the end of a long week, right? Where you're like, I've had a tough week, and I'm like, okay, I've had a tough week because I've had to edit some videos, right? I've had to spend hours in Premiere Pro, and I'm like, oh, this is, man, my eyes are going crossed. And then I go on a delivery to build a bed, and I'm like, I could look at Premiere Pro for a few more hours if it means that I have a nice bed to sleep in. It is, and like that sounds silly, but it is very humbling to be to give you that perspective. Like I said, like right here in Charlotte too, like that. I think sometimes we think so removed and like, oh, it doesn't happen here. It's third world countries, but no, there are families in need right here, and being able to make a difference for them, like they don't forget that. Yeah. And you like picking stuff up and putting stuff down. I like to just goof around with the kids, so it works great.
It works. We gotta get
You're
them out.
putting a bed together, and Julie and I are like, yeah.
We got to get them out of the way.
We do.
They want to watch.
They do want to watch.
There's too much.
They want to jump on the bed before it's stable. Yeah.
All right.
I do want to say one other thing.
Yeah.
Though. I think it's really, really amazing that we are able to volunteer there once a month.
Yeah.
At least. Like, I think it's awesome that we dedicate our Friday morning and go in and help. And I think that I think that makes our team stronger too, getting involved in the community like that and being able to support that. And I think it's really, really awesome that you let us do that.
That it's an emphasis on our team, for sure.
And then we go to Yancey Brewing, and
sure do.
I tell you guys how much I love.
You get fried cauliflower, and I get a vegetable pizza.
Yeah, and I tell you guys how much I love cauliflower. So it's honestly a great day for me.
Folks, sound off in the comments.
Yeah, if you like cauliflower,
fried cauliflower.
Tell me a little bit more. All right,
do you like buffalo fried?
Wrapping up here. Tell me about a skill that each of you feel like you're intentionally working on right now, professionally or personally, but just a skill that you are intentionally working on.
I would say my writing.
Yep.
I do it every day, so I try and really focus on the areas that I'm struggling in.
I don't even want to say you struggle in. You have an English degree. You're a good writer. I saw everything that you submitted before that you worked on in college. It's just a style of writing.
I agree. Yes. Coming from college where every professor had a different style of writing that they appreciated and they liked, to then coming to a very specific new setting style writing has definitely been a transition, but I feel like my writing has grown a lot. I think I'm a much better writer than when I first started here.
Listen, news writing and just kind of general writing, they're unlike anything else. I mean, it's a specific skill, it's a specific language, it's a specific way of punctuation and capitalization. So it's, I went to college for 4 years to do it, and you've done it in 10 months. So
and I think
you're doing good, kid.
I think the storytelling aspect of it too, because a large part of my writing, I want to highlight people. I want to highlight our memory makers, and I want to tell their stories in a way that makes it exciting for people to
engage with.
Thank you. Yes, to engage with and to read and to talk about. Like, I want it to be something, I want the Currents to be a platform that people can connect with. And
there you have it.
Yep.
Thank you, Julia. Erin, what about you? A skill that you're working on?
I would say video editing, which kind of similar to what Julia said. Like, the base of the skill is there, the foundation is there. I can cut some clips, I can move them around. I might even add a little transition in between. However, getting creative with that, and also my timeliness, because I can be such a perfectionist that I'm narrowing it down to, I can respectfully waste my own time if I'm getting way too nitpicky with things, where I could be spending that time maybe taking a new approach, thinking a little bit more creatively. So while I'm working on that skill in terms of like the purest form of that skill of my speed and my timeliness, my attention to detail, also kind of the fluffier, less firm boundaries of the overall skill of video editing, of trying to get a little, like, push my boundaries a little bit more, push my comfort level, and get outside of, for a grand opening, we've got almost down to a formula,
Yeah.
right? Of like, we know what we're going to do when the video comes out. How can I take that and not get comfortable with having a formula and make that a little bit interesting and different? So, yeah, get in there.
Once again, video editing, you got to be in there every day to just kind of refining your abilities there. I've done it for 10, 12 years now. So, once you...
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but like technology has changed so much too.
Yeah.
Like there's so many new things, and also what people expect to see out of an edited social media video is so different than what it was even 5 years ago, 3 years ago. It changes so frequently. So staying ahead of the curve, staying ahead of the trend is big.
Last question for you guys. What is something special about our team? What is something that's special about the three of us that we've developed over the last 10 months here?
I think we have created a relationship, an environment where we can come to each other, we can share our ideas, we can share our concerns or things that we're having a hard time with or need help with, and we can have a very open and supportive conversation. There's never any animosity. It's always really love and support, and how can I get you to the next step? Or I really love that ideas are encouraged. They're encouraged here. Like, you want us to have ideas. You say, here, take this and come back to me with ideas. And I think that I love the freedom of it. I think you give us a lot of trust in that sense. So that didn't really answer the question.
No, it did. I think you did a nice job there.
Okay.
So.
Anyway, sorry. But I think that contributes to our, comfortability with each other and how we can communicate and work together. And I think we've done a really good job at building that.
Yeah.
Trust. Yeah. I would say kind of in a similar vein, like the camaraderie that we have.
Yeah.
I think we do a good job of getting along and keeping boundaries. It's an encouraging environment. You can be yourself. We can laugh. We can joke, and we trust each other to get our work done at the end of the day. But there are the boundaries of, we're not going to get too comfortable. I think sometimes that there are the pizza party workplaces that are like, oh, family here, get a little too comfortable. And then I think that's when you start blurring those lines of work and fun, and those relationships get complicated, and then work becomes a little bit more complicated, and you can kind of like get scared and back off. Not to go too deep into that, but because we don't have that, I think we get along really well. We have a good, like, to your point, we can laugh, we can joke, and we can give each other feedback and take it really well. And I think that helps us, like, you want to get along with the people that you're spending this much time with. Doesn't mean that we have to be like best friends and we have to like go. I joke about us being like Tyler's Angels, right? Like,
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that we have to go like be the face of the company, but you need to like the people that you spend this much time with.
In our friendship, our relationship really tested 6 days together in Spokane.
It did.
And we survived, and we still work here together. So,
but I do think that like a lot of that, like the camaraderie helps us be honest with each other and then interpret that honesty in a way the other person responds to. So I think that also comes with like what I said earlier about like saying yes to things, like not being afraid to be yourself. We have a really great team environment where like you can come as you are, you can be like silly and make jokes and like share your stories, and we trust each other to get our work done at the end of the day.
What's your favorite aspect of us?
That's a good question.
I think I talked about it earlier. I think the accountability feature of having two people that I work with every day, I think that's a part of it. I think, I've had to, I guess, reimagine the way I look at this role and my responsibility here. And, there's a big famous internet clip of Dan Campbell, the Detroit Lions coach. after a practice. I'll show you guys after we record this.
I saw this.
And he's talking to his guys, and this is like the year after this is like his second year on the job. He's like, I know you guys think I'm crazy for making you have pads out here today, but you gotta trust me. Everything I do is for you and the growth of you. And you know, I think there's probably some times where, you know, we meet and we're talking and you guys are like, what is this guy talking about? He's a lunatic. But you guys gotta trust me. I do have a growth plan for you. And so I think just the way I've had to reimagine looking at the role and building the team and, you know, how can I get you guys to the next level is something that I've really connected with, and, you know, I'm really leaning into more and more each day. And with that, I mean, we're going to wrap up here. First time ever that we're going to do this. I hid something under your guys' chair. So if you look under your chair,
Whoa! I hope it's a puppy.
Julia already ruined the surprise. But if you look under your chair, I gifted you guys my favorite business book. My favorite, not my favorite book, but one of my favorite books.
Oh,
my favorite
how cool.
business book.
Taylor, thank you.
I kicked it so far after.
This is so awesome.
I'm climbing. I'm on the floor for this one if you're audio only, but there you
I'm
go.
trying to look in the camera. Shoe dog.
Shoe Dog, Phil Knight, building Nike.
This is so cool. I almost cussed.
I think there's one theme that we've talked about a lot when it comes to this role, and something that I've learned from this book and I've taken to heart. Kinda.
Sorry.
Something like that. Thank you. It's tell someone what to do, not how to do, and let them surprise you with the results. And that's something I've taken to heart, and that's something
I think we do surprise you with how we do stuff sometimes.
I agree.
I feel bad for you guys because every time that we're reviewing something, I'm just going to tell you how it is. And I give you guys a lot of praise, and there's sometimes I'm like, this can't be. Didn't meet the mark.
It's just not it. It's just not it.
So yeah. Anyways,
okay.
This is my favorite book. One of my favorite books, I should say. And
awesome. This is so cool.
I love it. So hopefully you guys can take something out of that. For anyone who's ever read Shoe Dog, my favorite character is you're going to be introduced to a guy. I forget his first name, but his name is Johnson. And there's something about I just love this Johnson guy. He would write Phil Knight like 40 snail mails before Phil would even respond to one. Maybe that's how you guys feel sometimes sending Teams messages to me too.
It is.
You'll send off the box and then I'll look at them
like I'm
like,
sending a carrier
I'll get to that
pigeon.
eventually,
Never knew.
You'll figure that one out in the meantime. So, hey, this has been fun. We're overtime. We're way over 30 minutes, which is great. Anything you guys want to add? Anything you want to end on before we send the people off here?
Don't run away from me when I get my camera out.
There you have it. What about you, Julia?
I kind of said this to you the other day, but I just wanted to reiterate how much working here has changed my life for the better in a lot of ways. I feel like coming into this job, I was coming out of school and coming from a tumultuous time in my life, and this job and this company and my friends and the people we work with has really changed my life for the better. So I love you all, and thanks for always supporting me.
I love that.
I'm glad the first time you told me that was on Teams, you caught me because I welled up a little bit.
Did you really?
No tears fell out, but they accumulated.
They made their presence known.
They accumulated, and then I said, nah.
Get it together.
Nah. All right. Well, thank you two so much for joining us. This was fun. I enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching us and listening to us here on Stories from the River. Check us out LinkedIn, YouTube, and all those places where you get your audio podcasts. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. To watch this episode, go to youtube.com/@storiesfromtheriver. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.